Let's take a look at this accident. Watch the outside, not the very outside slow truck, but see the orange truck. The orange and white truck of Josh Richards. He runs into the 8 of Nelson Piquet Jr. You see Cole Witt gets a piece of that. Kyle Busch got a piece of that, and Jeffrey Earnhardt in the 1 truck got a good piece of that.
A little bit of damage. Yeah, the 99 of Patrick Shelter also has some damage to the front of that truck.
Yeah, Patrick caved in the front of his truck, so that'll cause some issues with cooling that thing.
Here's another shot here. Watch the orange and white truck on the outside. He runs into the 8 of Nelson Piquet Jr., turns him down into the 20 of Johanna Long, and see the damage to the left front fender of Kyle Busch from the right rear quarter panel of that 8. Look at that job Brendan Gaughan does getting around that in his South Point truck.
There just really isn't any explanation as to why this abrupt move right here for the 51 truck. He pulled right over into Nelson Piquet Jr., and there was plenty of room to stay outside. Maybe that slower truck on the top side spooked him a little bit, and he made a jerk on the wheel, and you can't jerk the wheel in the middle of this kind of traffic.
Watch Brendan Wright in that black and yellow truck number 62. He's going to be right behind this thing. The 60 in front of him is going to get a piece of this. You see Brendan off the throttle there. There's Patrick getting in the back, and look at him getting around the 8 of Nelson Piquet Jr. And then the 99 of Patrick Shelter makes hard contact with the 8 of Nelson Piquet.
Yeah, Shelter said, I did a pretty good job not hitting the first truck, but darn, I got the second one.
Here's at speed as they're coming into 3.
It so often happens, the truck that really initiated contact got very little damage. Josh Richards, hardly any damage at all. Here we're going to
watch the 60 of Cole Witt, too. He catches a clob right in the left side of the
Timothy Peters, I believe, on the inside there.
This is Kyle Busch. This is what happens when the trucks come up and into him.
Hear him right back in the gas. He knew hanging around there wasn't a good plan, so he got right back in the throttle and drove away from that mess. These two, different story. A lot of jerking around, a lot of moving around, but they're fast.
Johnny Sauter coming in second in the points, got into the wall, and now we have our next caution out. And in the 88 and the 13, both with damage. They were trying to do the 2-truck tandem in the back. It didn't work.
We're gonna catch this a little bit late.
See, Johnny's already around. He either got turned around.
You see the left rear tire is definitely damaged, and you see the quarter panel is damaged as well. It sure looks like maybe that left rear tire went away.
Well, when the
bumper or get by have been Parker Kligerman and Todd Bodine. Those two are working it now. James Buescher just in front of Brendan Gaughan. So the 31 and 62 are hooking up now and seeing if they can move closer to the 2. Oh, and problems. Kligerman goes around. Bodine right behind him. So problems with the 2-truck again.
Look at Blake Feese. He's going to clobber something.
Blake Feese able to keep it off the racetrack.
Well, it was a matter of time the way those 2 trucks were bobbling around.
That was the tandem racing gone bad. I was just thinking, it sure looks like Mike Wallace and Ron Hornaday looked the best doing it.
Again, the 29 running third.
See him high?
See how high he is there?
What's he doing there?
Bodine turned him. Caught him and turned him from the
Well, we're watching
outside.
in slow motion, so it happened a lot faster than that.
Those two were running together. It looked as though Bodine went to the high side. Kligerman stayed down low. Take another look.
What's he doing? He's all the way up beside him. He just turns him.
Maybe they were going to do the switch right there, Michael, and the air just sucked Todd back into Parker Kligerman's truck. He was so far to the outside, it looked like possibly that they were going to do the switch right then and there, but then sometimes the air will bring those trucks back together, and it caught Parker Kligerman's quarter panel.
The pack right behind him. Kligerman able to stay off of the wall. This is Todd Bodine.
You heard Todd was off the throttle before he actually spun Parker.
And the 32 of Blake Feese.
Watch Blake Feese. Somebody gets him from behind.
Is that Johanna Long in the 20? It is Johanna Long in the 20. Got in the back of Blake Feese. The rear wheels came off the ground there. Fortunately, that truck came back down. I did not see the roof flap deploy on that truck.
This stuff ain't easy, y'all.
Take a look at the front 2. These two were running 3rd and 4th.
very fortunate for both those trucks that they'll live to roll again. Some tires on Parker's truck. They come battle back.
And Kyle Busch moves up to second, so it's Dillon and Busch running 1 and 2 at Talladega.
Mike Wallace got pushed down on the apron.
Chris Fontaine in the 84 is going to slam into the inside wall.
He's already made contact with the outside wall. Looks like Johnny Sauter right now. Caution flag is out. Johnny Sauter will get our Aaron's lucky dog and be back in contention for a decent finish.
This is the 84 of Chris Fontaine. There he makes pretty substantial contact with the inside safer barrier. Those are safer barriers on the inside of the racetrack here because of the speeds we've been talking about. 195 miles an hour on this track.
Phil, you and I have both hit that wall down there when it was concrete, and it just makes me want to hug NASCAR for installing those barriers everywhere around the circuit, because when we come to Talladega, there's no way anyone can predict all the different places we can crash at.
And they're spreading out as they come out of turn number 4.
If they get to the white flag here to the start-finish line before the caution comes out, the next flag will finish this.
We hope we don't see another caution across the stripe. 1 lap to go. Mike Wallace just in front of Ron Hornaday. Now the big question, will there be KHI orders for Hornaday to win this race?
That can't happen, Phil, because here comes Buescher and Carmichael. They do anything other than what they're doing, they're going to lose that first and second spot. They got to hang right like that until the very last second. There's a chance at the start-finish line. Maybe Hornaday pulls out, but here comes Buescher.
Here comes the run by Buescher and Ricky Carmichael. Going into turn number 3, Wallace and Hornaday 1 and 2.
How about Jason White, top 09, top of the racetrack, hooked up.
Coming out of turn number 4, this is where all the action will take place. Here comes the run. James Buescher trying to go to the outside. Mike Wallace being pushed by Ron Hornaday through the tri-oval. 400 yards to go. It's going to be Mike Wallace is going to win this one at Talladega.
And that is a Kevin Harvick Incorporated win right there.
Oh, God. I am so excited.
Hey,
great job, Mike Wallace. Great job, Ron Hornaday.